The Supreme Court today resolved a decade-old dispute between two American titans of technology. Google and Oracle have been locked in a multi-billion-dollar legal fight with high stakes for investors and future innovation. And today, the justices sided with Google. For more on what this all means, we're joined now by our senior Washington reporter, Devin Dwyer, who covers the Supreme Court for us. Devin, break it all down. Explain the case and also how the court ruled.
Yeah, Lindsay, this was dubbed the copyright case of the century, and it really involved Google's copying of 11,000 lines of computer code from Oracle's program called Java, and they used it to develop the Android operating system for smartphones. So something many of us are familiar with. Oracle said Google is guilty of an egregious case of plagiarism. They wanted $9 billion for copying that code. Google, on the other hand, said all of this was purely functional computer code. There was no copyright infringement involved. And today, the Supreme Court, in a 6-2 decision, sided with Google. Justice Breyer wrote for the majority, said Google essentially transformed that code into a new product.
Did Google fail to show fair use? No, Google only copied function names and method signatures. There is no subject to infringement copyright liability due to Title 17, U.S. Code 102, Section B. The Federal Circuit Justice Breyer discussed three factors in which Google's use of the code and structure was fair use. First, the copy code standing alone wasn't something at the core of copyright protections, because much of the value of Java derived not from the code itself, but from the fact that computer programs have learned to use it. Second, Java had been geared for desktops and laptops, while Android was focused on smartphones. Third, the majority points out that 11,500 lines of declaring code, enough to fill about 600 pages in an appendix, the amount of code copy relative to the entire platform to 0.4%. To determine whether Google's limited copying of the API here constitutes fair use, the court examined the four guiding factors set forth in the Copyrights Act fair use provisions. The Supreme Court final judgment favored Google over Oracle. Who will be impacted by this action? Mostly investors and customers. Is this unethical? Google was not unethical when copying lines of code from some Java SE program. As for cooperation issues, the Google platform just got bigger and there's more power in the market. Oracle lost a potential billions in damage in the smartphone market, and they're chipping away at copyright protections.